This is your WW3 News. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, British billionaire, he left an interview with one of the mainstream networks regarding the concern over Britain and immigration out of control. Basically, it's just saying the huge presence of these foreigners, they are damaging the society. It's quite true. Because most of these people do not work and they live off the welfare. And obviously all the problems they create living in ghettos, turning your neighbourhood into a fucking slum. And the prices once before properties, they just go down, just like that, due to the presence of these people. And this is a real thing which is occurring in every Western countries. Any neighbourhood you go town where there is a presence of immigrants, doesn't matter what of ethnic background they come from, when they're in a bunch of you know what, huge numbers, the Craig Ghetto is obviously urban degrade kicks off, and all the negative consequences of their mass presence. It says we've been practically colonised. Yes, I think we should say we've been invaded. As usual, I want to emphasise, we shouldn't blame the poor devils who come over. You should blame the politicians who let these people inside. And as usual, politicians of the left, globalists, wokey, whatever shit they are responsible. Why? The high crime rates, the economic situation is going tits up. It's simple as that. Because there are people who profit on these immigrants as a source of cheap labour, and to compete with the local labour in that area, they're probably at a fraction of the price. Not paying contributions, not paying taxes if they do work. Also the aspect of these people with different background cultures which clashes with Western and local customs. And obviously regarding the language barrier, the lack of knowledge of the culture. And I want to teach these people how to speak their language and the culture. You know, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is dead right. Then after you got Keir Starmer, yes, the British Prime Minister, and he said on the tabloids he must apologise regarding being colonised. Apologise for what? He didn't say nothing wrong. He's just said how things are, reality. Because lefties, they live in la la lands, living in their rainbow coloured world of nonsense. And you see how policies and their way of politics, what type of negative effects it has on society. Because in the end, more these people come, tensions will rise. Because they only bring poverty and criminality, let's face it. Until everything was under control, up until the 2000s, you can say thank you to Tony Blair's government in a secret memo which was published last year. Don't know people remember it? I do. How to sell this, open the floodgates to the British population. They must accept it because it's inclusive, you know, all that bullshit there. You can't have people, a major part of them, living on welfare, and they do not produce wealth for the community. It's simple as that, because it's a question of economics here. Okay, where are you going to find the money to keep these people in keep? And the economical situation gets more worse and worse day by day. Explain. They are not very good explaining, because they've got a foggy idea what the fucking hell they're doing. Because any one of those chaps entering the country, it's a social cost for the collective to pay. And I don't think it's fair. People have to be burdened by taxes to keep these people here, because they have no cultural use, no financial use, no use at all. They're useless people in the end, which are like parasites sucking that life force out of them, you know, the society itself. People do not seem to realise, only very little. But, you know, you get even criticised for saying these things, the truth. Because the lefties do not like the truth, they hate the truth. It's their narrative and no one else's opinion they take into account. Typical socialists and Marxists, and those rainbow coloured cocksuckers. They're that, simple as that. This wokey agenda will take us to a social uprise. The population will start kicking back. Probably they're already kicking back, protesting against more illegals coming in the country, sticking them in 5-star hotels. They have everything free, they've got more rights. And you're treated as the last one on the list. And you think people are really happy about that? No. They get really pissed off seeing their taxes and their purchasing power losing ground week by week. I think it's only up to the people to regain control of the situation and begin to say mass no. Probably it's starting. People got kicked back because it's this mass immigration. It's all a man-made crisis to destroy you and me, which are the middle class people. Middle class people pay taxes. The middle class people who makes the economy turn until now. It's always been like that after the war, which created wealth and prosperity for all, not for the few. We have better living standards, but if this so-called lefty policies continue, more invasions of immigrants, or illegals you should say, which have no title to stay, and they've got nothing to give in return as a required profession, which is lacking. I don't even know how to speak the fucking language of that country, let alone read and write a little bit of it, or even information about the culture. history and stuff. No. That's why they do not integrate, because they don't want to integrate. Because, as usual, they want to behave Jack the Lad, and they want to take over the whole fucking gaff. This is what they are. Especially those from the Middle East. You know, your Afghanis, North Africans, people like that.